Okay, I think I should be on. Everyone, you should be able to see me if you're watching this. But I haven't had anyone send me an invite except for Mark. So I'll add you on here, Mark. Hold on.
Mark's online, but I haven't got it.
So hopefully those who are watching, if you want to be, if anybody is watching, you have to send me your Gmail address, and then I can add you.
Can you even tell if someone's on there?
I'm supposed to tell you. Let me see.
My partner, or I have two, I have three, and one of them.
But even if no one comes on, I'll review the homework, and then it's recorded, and that's a video.
Sure, and that's why I sent you the email.
So hopefully those who are watching, if you want to be, if anybody is watching, that's my video. You have to send me your Gmail address, and then I can add you. Okay, I'm sure.
But I sent you email saying there's in-class students in here that they may have questions.
Yeah, and we'll just do that then.
Yeah.
Can I put it up there or something like that too?
There's an HDMI cable right there already ready.
Yeah.
Okay.
Turn it on.
Maybe we'll do that then.
Usually mine's the black one.
It's a black one, Mark.
It's that one right there hanging out.
So long as it is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get to eat. Just jerk it and.
Yeah.
I think I get paid today. I'm really excited.
You started.
Started 2 weeks ago.
How many
So
hours
you
have you
want to
put
get,
in?
you already want to get paid?
No, I'm just saying I think I get paid.
How many hours? Mark.
Mark, there's a bunch of what's your email address here?
mytoth@gmail. mytoath.
ATH.
I know.
My toe.
I would ask.
Sorry, what was it? MY.
TOATH.
Okay. ATH. That's it. At Gmail.
Make it easy with my name. I know. You don't want people to know who that email belongs.
There it is.
You send me our assignment through that email and it's a little funky.
Oh, that's how short it is?
Yeah, you should probably move the table over there.
I mean, yeah, you can put that
Or you can put it on top.
stuff
Even
there.
if I bring the table there. Oh, Kyle's in it.
Get out.
That's right. They're gonna make you famous, Kyle.
I wish. Did I just drop out of school?
Or you can use that money.
Why are you calling me, Mark?
Save it. Invest it.
Oh, because I didn't get an invite yet.
I just sent one.
So high, man.
Yeah,
All right, you want me back out?
Well, let me send it again.
All right. I saw something, a blip, and it just went up and down, and there's nothing in the bottom.
So it's MYTOATH.
Yes, sir.
Stand for something?
Yeah, it does. There it is.
All right. Did you jump on here yet? There you go. There's a spider. All right. Oh yeah, he's up. All right. Might put sound on. Yeah. Turn off your sound.
My who?
Sound.
Yeah.
I can't hear him. Okay, I got it muted. Is it better?
I think you have to like mute your mic.
Where do I get that at?
Yeah. There you go. All right. So how much you want to see here?
Right here?
No.
No, that's.
He doesn't know how to turn it on.
I'm turning up the
They're just.
turn down your speaker.
Yeah, my speaker's off. What was your name?
But your mic's still on.
No, the Hangout.
I can hear you.
There should be somewhere to somewhere in there.
There we go.
Still can't hear him.
So it says I have one viewer, which I think is Mark. So maybe we won't do these every week if no one else comes on. All right.
You can change inputs using this. It's an input. I use it. Me neither, but
Now you go to input,
I hadn't seen it
and then you
before.
go to
You can't even fix the Wi-Fi. Why do you ever do that?
Dang.
Don't ask Kyle either.
Yeah, right.
Mark, you can't get it up
There
there.
it is. That's an input.
I am king of the lab.
Oh, and then I probably have to do a setting here too.
It should start displaying by default. Just extend it.
Like a VGA output.
Oh, it's just sit here. I have to enable it. Hold on.
So I think you should sit and splash and do this.
So it should be on now. Let me mirror displays. Just mirror it. Why? See what happens here.
Where are you going through?
Oh, that ruins my resolution though.
Like on mine, my input, I go to input, and then it brings up my HTML, and then it brings up my whole computer system. This one's not doing it like that. Oh, wait, here we go. There you go. There it is.
You got to figure something out. You got to
Should be that one right there. Should be there.
You got a ray that drove around and creepy man stopped.
Ah, that's probably, is that it?
Yeah, it should be. Yep, there it is.
Yeah, so I can do that.
Yeah, but there's a few guys driving.
I'm good for something.
But I can't mirror it though.
You can.
The resolution, because that has such a
Right,
bigger
okay.
resolution than this one, I get only like a portion of the screen on this because it's such lower resolution.
Why are you watching him on your Because he's over the cluster.
Because he-
And I can't, can you hear him from here? No. See, that's my complaint. You can't hear him. I can see him. He's still got no microphone, man.
Like I said, I've just come to the realization I can't please Mark. Man. There's nothing I can do.
My fourth voice.
Don't worry, sir. After you have that green chili, you'll feel better.
Why don't you just have an easy request, like the folders on the rock site, just have easy requests. It's like,
See that? I did like in
At your age.
10 minutes later.
I know.
I've already, how old are you now? 18. Oh, well, I haven't been married by then.
That's it? Yeah.
I haven't been married. No, at 18 I wasn't married. At 19 I was. I was married at 19 with the first one.
All right, guys, I think we got this all worked out.
Yeah.
For the next three.
Women with three-letter names are evil. Sam, Kat, Rio, and a Kate. She had 4 letters.
All right, guys, so we'll just start.
Samantha.
Do you guys have any specific questions?
Yeah, that's my question.
All right.
Yes, I can't figure out why it's all goofy.
Well, let me start with more basic things.
This
Where's
Putty,
the mouse?
you're having them download Putty. Is that any different than Lenny Smith?
Yes.
It is.
Yes. So what you're doing with what Putty is it's a remote connection tool to connect remotely to another machine. That's all it is.
Oh, okay.
So for those online, I had to set up a virtual machine so that you
Right.
guys can play around with it. So it's installed on your own laptop or
Right.
own machine or something like that. They can download this small little program. It takes like 10 seconds to download. Then they log in and they can remote into another computer, and then that's what they use.
Oh, okay. So I'm okay with what I do.
Yeah.
With Lenny
Or you can use
Smith.
Putty too. I think in the class I also demonstrated how to do
What
that.
computer are they downloading or connecting to?
One of these servers here,
Oh, one of these. Okay,
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. All right.
and they're all connecting to the same machine.
Okay.
And it's not virtual at all. It's an actual machine, and so anything you save on there stays on there.
Oh, okay.
You don't lose anything. So, all right. So let me back up. for those who haven't started on the homework yet. And I'll just give a short demonstration on scripts, on how to do that. Let me share a screen here.
I put it down because I'm seeing it move here and I'm also seeing it move here.
And so what I'll do is I'll put this, will that go over there?
So now we can see this a lot better. Okay.
But now you should be able to see my terminal. Well, see my
Oh,
terminal.
thank you. You're welcome. You're really great, Mark, when you're not complaining.
So, collab partners are if you would.
Oh, there's some of it.
What program are you in on this one? It's Putty?
No,
Is
you
it
don't pay
water?
water. You weren't down there paying water. If you're doing something else.
Okay.
As a
Is it
matter
a
of
bird?
fact,
The resolution's a little weird, but
We get the point.
all right. That should work. All right. So a script is basically just a list of instructions, kind of like a recipe of things. If you've done bat scripts in Windows or something like that, it's almost the same thing. So what the first thing you need to do is just open up a text editor and name your script. So I'm just going to open up Vim,
Or Nano would work, right?
or Nano will work.
I tried Nano, like it did work. Okay.
And I'm going to name it script1sh, something like that. Right? And then what you do is when you're doing a bash script, this is kind of just good procedure. You don't have to do this. But the first line, it should be this hash sign, or it's also called pound. And then the exclamation point, and then you can do bin bash. And what this does is tells it that we're going to be using the bash shell, right? Because they're different shells on Linux and Unixes, and you may be running this in a different shell. Bash is the terminal and the command line that we use in class here. And if you did transport this over to another computer that was running a different shell, it wouldn't run unless you put this here to be able to call what shell you're actually using. Does that make sense? Just it's telling you what environment you're running it in, if that makes sense. All right. So then from here on out, all you do is you list commands that you may already know. So for instance, we'll do an echo command, right, which we've done several times in class. It says, I don't know, hello, Jared, or something like that. And then right there, that's actually a script if you wanted to save that. So I'm going to go ahead and save this and close it. From here, you can see that you can see my script right there. You see my mouse? Yeah. And so now I want to run it. And in the book, and also in the command line book and the textbook, and probably online, you'll see a lot where you have to change the permissions of that script to actually run it to be executable. We haven't talked a lot about how to do that in class yet, but you don't have to worry about that. You don't have to make it executable or worry about that. To run it in the bash shell, you can just use sh and then the name of the script that you're using. You can just do that. And then you can just run it, and it runs your little script that we run. And all we did was say hello, Jared, right, in the program. And so that's the very essentials and basics of a script, is opening up a text document, putting in your commands, putting them in the order you want them to go in, and then saving it, and then you can run it anytime you want.
Same process of use Nano. I mean, you don't.
Same process with Nano, just opening, closing, saving is different than it is in Vim. Yeah.
What would happen if at the end of that script, you put in a command to play that script?
Just did it random.
Oh, so you'd have some type of loop, endless loop or something.
Would that work?
Possibly. You'd have to definitely make the script executable though, so it can call on itself. But I haven't tried it. But theoretically, it might do that in endless scripts. Yeah.
Until you stop.
Yeah.
What's the difference between play and run?
But you can also do the same thing using a loop. Just probably better practice if you do want something to keep running. And so we'll talk about loops as well. So what was that, Mark?
What's the difference between play and run?
Play and run.
Yeah, because you just ran it and then he says, well, what happens if you play it?
It's the same thing. It's executing it.
Okay.
Yeah. Executing and running. Now, if we open up this program again, let's just add some things to it because it's a pretty boring script, right? You can add any of the commands that you've been using already, right? So let's say you want to get a list of all the users who are currently on this machine, right? So you might say something like this. You know, let's change this a little bit. Here are the users on this machine. Does anyone remember the command that will display that? Offhand?
Catalog or what?
Who?
Do what?
What will display what users are on the machine? It's not users. Does anyone know? It's not. That's bad. It's you can either use who or W. Right? So we'll use W for that. And so I'm just going to type W there. So what this is going to do now is it's going to echo out those words. Then it's going to run the W command. Okay? So let me go ahead and save that. And now let's run it again. And it does just that. So it says, here are the users. Oops, I misspelled, right? User on this machine. And really, I'm the only one. So it has me having 2 programs open that I executed. So, okay. So let's look at your PS command. So open this and we'll go, how about this? Oops. It's not my script here. Here are your current processes. We'll do that. And then I kind of want a blank line here. I'll do this. Just because I want some separation there, just for clarity. Then I'll just run PS. Yeah, PS minus A, something like that. Then we'll save this. Let's see what happens. Here's current processes. And there it is. It's not all on one line. And we just wrote a little program. It says here are your processes. And so anytime we run it, it will show our current process. So if I run another program, let's say it's excise, which is on the midterm, right? Which gives us those cool little eyes. Oh, what happened? Oh, there we go. Let's see if it now shows that process. So now it shows that excise is one of the processes that are running because I have that program running.
So for the PS one you just did, when I was watching online, they had you put it in quotations to use a $ sign at the beginning for when I used it on a different command. Why did they do that?
That is when we get to variables. So what they did is they created the PS command as a variable, and then they're using the $ sign to call it back. And you could do that.
Good.
Yeah, but that just works differently.
Yeah, I was like, why?
So that's the basics of creating a script. And so for your homework, and what you'll have next week, is you'll have to create 2 of these. And they'll be pretty much this basic.
And it doesn't matter which one we do it in Vim or Nano, or you're going to have to do one of these.
Now that you've learned text editors, you can use whatever you want. I use Vim, and that's the way I'm going to demonstrate it.
Do you like this better?
I do like Vim better. It's more widely used as well. So, and it's on every machine that you'll
Or Nano's not?
No, not necessarily. So that's why I use Vim. So, but I don't care what you use from here on out. You learned different ones. That's kind of what the homework's purpose was. You pick which one you like, and then that's what you use from here on out. So Linux is kind of all about choice, so I let you choose whatever tools you want to do to create it. You know, so that's not too bad. Scripting.
It did run on the script for quite a while.
Oh, did it?
Cut itself off, and-
Oh, it eventually timed out.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, cool. Good to know. But it timed out on its own, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. I think what happened was because when you're not using it as a loop, you're exponentially opening up multiple processes that just keep running and running and running until the system probably catches it and just says, "Fair enough." If you do a loop, it stays all within the same process. So I'm guessing is why it quit stuff. But does that help explain scripts,
There.
how they work? So you got yours, Kyle, to work?
It's there.
Cool.
That pretty much does the homework for us.
Pretty much. Now you just have to change certain things to it. Yeah, you're just modifying it. But as long as you understand the concept, that's what I want to get across. Because then in class, we'll do broader things with it. We'll start learning more aspects to it and stuff like that.
Now, does the book teach you Nano or does it teach you Vim?
The book has both Nano and Vim. It does not have Emacs in it. So I think they give short demonstrations in chapter 11 on how to use
I
it.
think the book or whatnot went over Nano more than it did Vim, and that's kind of why.
It might, and Nano is probably the more user-friendly. Yeah. Do you want me to review some of those? I can show some of those because that's part of the homework too.
With the Nano?
Nano and Vim, some of the
Is
differences.
that the one we were doing the other day when we got stuck?
Yeah.
in that class?
So like Vim is a little different. So we can talk about Vim since we're here. I'll record it. I'll keep this edited. I'll edit it down a little bit. But for Vim, it's a little bit different than all the others because you have different modes within it. So let me just set up the Vim demo. So to open something up, you just type Vim and whatever you want to name it, right? Just like in Nano. And so I called this one demo. And now when you first get into Vim, you're in what's called edit or command mode, which means you can't type. Like if I type something, nothing's coming up on the screen, right? So you're probably guessing what the purpose of that is, and you probably don't see it until you open up a file that actually has stuff in it. But to actually write and type something in it, you have to go into what's called insert mode, and you enter insert mode by pushing I. And once you hit I, you see that insert button at the bottom. Then you can start typing. Crunch bang dash. Oops. Echo my new script. Something like that, right? And then once you're done typing, you have to hit the escape key. That insert goes away. And now you can't type again, but now you can do commands in it, right? So one of the things, and you initiate those by usually doing a colon, which shows up at the bottom. And then if you want to save it, you hit W for write. You can do Q for quit.
X for save.
X is a combination of WQ, which is write it, save it, basically, and quit it. And so X is a combination of those two. So it'll save it and get you out of it. If I just did W, it would just save it. You wouldn't necessarily get out of it. So if I hit W right now, it just saved it. So I wouldn't lose it if anything happens. So kind of understanding those modes in Vim and VI is kind of some of the struggles some people have a hard time with. Yeah.
We inventoried all those boxes, the boxes that you had, and put serial numbers down.
Okay.
We have those ones.
And that's you save for someone.
He has it on the spreadsheet.
Okay.
Kyle does. You got that spreadsheet, Kyle?
Yeah,
Yeah.
listen.
I just, that's it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, all right.
No, that's all right.
Yeah, so we did do something. I had to go that way.
That's all right. So is there, yeah, it's not bad. So is there anything else you guys want to go over, or?
When you say you're in Nano, do you still have to do the hashtag exclamation slash bin bash? That command part is still the same?
Yep, because that's part of the scripting, right? When you're creating a script. And to be honest with you, you don't have to put in there because we're already running in bash, which is called the born again shell. It's the terminal that we're using, the command line that we're
So
using.
why do we put that there then?
Because if you carry this script to another computer that might not be running bash, it won't know how to run it, right? So it's just good practice. But if I got rid of it, see, and this is one of the options in Vim, if I want to delete that whole line, you hit DD, that whole line's gone, just like that.
I like the Nano, it has all the commands at the bottom.
At the bottom,
And
right.
it's again, it's tough, unless you use it a lot, you don't know to remember.
Right. Right. And so now I can run this, my demo, and it still works.
And you still run the same, you use SH, the name of the program is the same run command for the Nano.
Yeah, Nano is just the editor.
But you can't be,
Right.
right, okay, you're creating this. The SH is part of the
script.
bash.
Yes, exactly. It's the command we're using. We're saying use the shell, and that's what SH stands for, shell, and run this.
So
Yeah.
okay, so
It's just a different tool to do the same thing. Yep. Is what Vim and Nano are.
okay.
So, all right. If that works for you guys, I mean, is there anything else? Is there anyone else online who's even watching this?
I don't know how to tell who's online, who's not.
Are we gonna finish that, what we did yesterday in class on Tuesday after the quiz? Is
Yes. Yes. we
that
are.
what we're gonna do all day, the whole class after that?
I don't know.
No, I'll have, I already started the scripting stuff. So if we have done with that, then we'll start the scripting, but you guys need to know how to use text editors
Yeah.
before we start the scripting, because I don't want to have to go back and have to explain to them how to save something,
Yeah.
how to open
Well,
it up.
I mean,
and
that's
things
some
like
stuff, but that sheet you gave us is like more complicated stuff.
It
So
is.
I have to look it up, 'cause I have no idea.
that. It is, but it gives you some shortcuts on how to do some things.
So like, this isn't too terrible, the script. Okay.
Yeah, as long as you know how to open something up, type something and save it.
Yeah. we should-
I mean, that's the most key. If you know how to copy and paste, that helps.
What?
And stuff
Copy
like
and
that.
paste is kind of weird, because I was doing it on here. Like, you can highlight the whole thing with the mouse, and you just right click it, right? That's how you do it.
Yeah.
Copy and paste.
But it doesn't translate 100%
Yeah.
perfectly. Yeah.
Sometimes. It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
I haven't figured that out.
Do you want me to open up that script for you?
Which one? The PS one you just did?
Oh, I just ran. Hold on.
Freaking awesome.
That's that there.
That's pretty much exactly what you have to do. And you kind of gave us a second script.
Yeah, that's why I give you a second one. So you guys can work that out. But
So if you were to run that first script and not do the $sign in parentheses, and just do date, you should still run the same shit. So I did the $sign in parentheses and it still works out.
yeah,
I just didn't know if you had that. That's what the guy did on the YouTube video.
yeah, like so the $sign is usually to bring back variables. So that's, I mean, we can tie it. It's cool.
Okay, so
Variables are
when
really
you're
cool.
stuck in there, how do you get to the top to open that up?
To what top?
Because like on mine, it's like script to SH, but then it's locked.
Maybe the I.
I for insert. He's in command
Insert.
mode.
I to start typing.
Now,
And then you name it.
The top part is just, you don't have to do it, but it's good practice.
It's good practice,
If you
right?
ever wanted to move to a different lane, go to Microsoft.
Environment or
So
something.
after you get into that for your second one, then you go hashtag, exclamation,
Yeah.
bin, batch.
They do. And he just did the second echo just for a space.
Yeah, just because to make it look cleaner.
Second echo. Oh, which is a space with quotes.
Yeah, it just creates an empty line, right?
now, while you're in the editor, do you say you wanted are your admin rights limited? I mean, do you have to put it in sudo mode if you need to do certain things, or?
Yep.
Or can you type whatever command you are, and or when you do you do your script?
Yes.
Then when you go to run it, do you run it in sudo mode, or do you got to write your script in sudo mode and then just run it as a normal user?
That's a good question. So, yeah. So, yes and no. So anything you put in your script is still limited to what permissions you have, depending on who's running. So if you as Mark are running it, and you're running something that requires administrator access or root access, then you're going to get a permission fail, permission denied.
So to run it, you have to have the right privileges.
So you would have to write well, there's different privileges. So let's say the PS command, I could only run as administrator,
Hypothetically, sure.
right? You can run it as Mark. You can run the script itself, my script one, but you'd get permission denied. It would say the echo command, but when you get to the PS part of the script, it would say permission denied. So only half of yours will work.
If I ran it.
If you ran it. Now, if you were root or administrator, it would just run perfectly.
What if I'm writing this script? Do I have to be in admin mode to write it?
No.
Anybody can write it.
Anybody can write it. You can write whatever you want,
You have to have privileges to run it.
but not to run everything.
No, but you're right. But to run something that needs, I didn't know if you had to write it while you were in sudo mode.
Yeah.
Or did you could write it in user mode, but to run it, you had to be in sudo mode to run certain programs.
Yeah. So now I want to differentiate two different things, because any command you put in here has certain permissions on it, but then you can set up the program itself, the script itself, to have certain permissions as a whole. You see what I'm saying? So I don't want you to confuse the two, because when you're saying run it,
When you go back out,
that's executing it. Yeah.
SH
You can set up whatever permissions you want. You can have only you use it. You can have administrator. You can have anybody use it. And that's the script itself.
Right.
The file, the script one sh file, right?
Pretty much answers it. Anybody can write the file.
Right. You can write anything you want.
Right, sure.
Yeah.
I am king of the lab.
Right. You
But
can do whatever you
to
want.
actually run it, then I'd have to have the correct privileges to execute them.
Correct. Yep. Yep. So that's good. What else was I going to show you guys? Was there anything from the class or the lab you need to cover?
Are you clear?
We actually in the second class. You're in the first class, right? First class. Oh, you're in the second class. We actually had 2 or 3 people finish the whole thing.
Really? He said, yeah, he finished it.
Yeah, so we had a few people finish it.
Yeah, I need to go to first class. Not my speed.
Is it a long lab?
Yeah, it's a longer lab. Like I think most people got through a little more than half of it in the hour.
I got
and
stuck on that
15
one
minutes.
forever. Like he called it the wrong thing.
Oh, which one?
Dinar.
Oh, the backup.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
got stuck on that for like 20 minutes.
Yeah, the backup was a little confusing. And see, the second class has the advantage because I can see what the students are struggling with, and then I warn them beforehand.
Right.
And then it's not as hard for them.
Yeah, then there's that. Like, oh shit.
Right. So. All right. Anything else you guys wanted to cover?
You post a lot of my.
Okay. So that's pretty
Do this
much
like
it.
every Friday.
All we do is just talk.
Yeah, we can do that. I can just come in here for an hour and something like that.
I wouldn't mind that. I think it'd be helpful.
No, we can definitely do that.
Well, not for you, but not for me.
Have you ever watched the video between the rap battles on Steve Jobs and yeah? Have you seen that one?
I haven't.
You gotta watch it. You'll love it.
Okay.
Rat battle?
Yeah, it's epic battles with Steve Jobs
Oh,
and
okay, yeah.
and who's the other one? Because he talks about the WAS in there. He talks about Linux in there.
Oh, okay.
You spent more time on the Linux command.
Zip it. Hey, that was trying to train me how to do Linux.
There it is. So I'm going to stop the broadcast here, just so people don't see us gabbing on.